Good morning. Well, it's morning here. Today we're going to talk about some basil. As you can see, there's a little, I don't know what that is. Fly, bee, something trying to pollinate. But with that, you see we have lots of little, trying to be flowers on the top of this basil plant here. So basil, or most herbs of this sort, when they are trying to flower, they are telling the bottom, the root system, that hey, it's about time to stop growing so that we can keep growing and multiplying and bushing this out. What we're going to do is just clip the tops of these off. You can clip them off or you can pinch them off. So all I'm going to do is go through and get those, and I'm just going to throw them in my yard actually, and we're just going to be clipping a bunch of these off. Typically I try to do this most of the days when I come out here. I've been a little busy lately, so I hadn't gotten this done. So we're just going to go through and pull the tops off of this so that the plant itself thinks it needs to keep producing instead of flowering and seeding and being done for its cycle. And I really wish there was smell-o-vision on YouTube, because this right here smells so good. Sweet basil. So I'll keep picking these off, and yeah. Okay, so now we are going to use our basil here. We've clipped our flowers off so that our plant decides it wants to keep producing, because again, this is just one plant down here. We just bought one plant. That's what this whole thing is. So it was itty bitty, and it just keeps growing. So to harvest, what we're going to do is we're going to clip some of the tops off, but we're not just going to clip the top off. We're going to look at it and we're going to try to make it where it will grow more and keep bushing out for us. So if we're looking here, we're going to try to find where it forks of some sort here. See how that forks? And we're going to cut just above that fork. And that way, this is going to bush out and that's going to bush out more, instead of just having the little, it's going to try to be a new topper, and it'll keep growing. We're just going to toss our harvest in here until we get this bucket full, and we will see what all we can get. And again, not a complete science to it, just trying to get some. Try to find somewhere that there's a fork of some sort. We're going to go, let's see. So we're going to clip these two. Forks aren't doing as much. See how I clipped right here at one point? You can see that that's dead, and then it forked and this bushed. So probably there, I've done it there. I'm trying to figure out how far back we want to trim some of these. And then down under here you have some that are dead. We just didn't want to pick those off. Some of the, not dead, but they're, if we're going to be drying this eventually or putting it in, you don't want the, we're going to say it's a diseased, it's got some kind of something on it, I'm not positive. Probably got super wet, just here kind of on the edges. Pick some of those off, clean them up a little. Let's see, what do we got here? This one I'm going to cut down here so I get more of it. Good, fresh smelling basil, sweet. And I'll keep clipping and we'll keep harvesting. So here's after we've harvested it. You can see it's a little smaller, maybe pruned up a little bit. And then this is our harvested leaves. And we'll take them in and we'll pluck all the leaves off and show you how we're going to preserve said basil. So we're now in the house with our freshly picked basil. And all we're going to do is start separating the basil leaves from the plant. And then we'll get all those, and we're going to toss them on a cookie sheet with a piece of parchment paper so they can dry. So when I'm done, again, separating the leaves, I could toss them over there, but typically I just toss them in the bowl and then I'll lay them out. And I'll show you what it looks, how much this bowl yielded in a harvest. So I finished picking all the leaves off, and that big bowl turned into this amount. Here's everything that's spent that we'll throw away. As you see, this one leaf right here had the damage on it we talked about earlier, so I'm not going to put it in there just because I'm not sure what's on it. Now we just take this, we start transferring it over here, trying to make a single layer. See how much we can get over here. So I was able to get everything laid out on the sheet. You can see that. Here are all our scraps we're going to chunk out. It smells amazing right now. Super amazing. So the plan is to put this on the counter. We'll leave it for probably a week-ish. We're going to dry it out. Every couple days we will go and we'll crunch it and toss it and just feel how wet it is. And one batch I've done is taken about a week. One took just more humidity in the air, so it took closer to a week and a half. So again, every couple days we'll just crunch it up, and when we're done, I'll show you when that week's time's up. We'll show you what we do with it. So here's my basil after about a week. It has been a busy week around the house with school starting and such, so I did not get around to crunching and doing this every couple days. So we're going to take this time to crunch it up now. This is the fresh basil leaves. We've let dry on the counter, just in the house. And after that, just a couple moving around, I can smell basil, and I know my kids are going to be like, okay, house smells like basil now. And we'll just continue to crunch this up. And once it gets finally, we're going to say chopped, even though I won't be using a knife, I'll bring you back and show you actually how I store it. So this is how much basil we got out of that big old bowl. How much it crunched up to. And I'm going to put it in what I already have, some basil in here. That's what we're going to do. Scoop it up and put it in there. And when we're done, I have a lid over here. It's got basil, and we'll leave it on the counter. So whenever I need any basil for any of my pastas or soups or anything that calls for basil, or I just want a hint of something fresh in it, I can put a pinch or two in it. So again, I've noticed it doesn't take a whole lot, it goes a long ways. So that's how we are currently preserving our basil from our one little basil plant in our backyard garden. Thanks for watching.